This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on, freaks? All right. Oh, Jesus. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Yep, that's right. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, it seems like those videos do way better for my sub counts when I do the videos. It's crazy. I think I got 900 or so since yesterday, last night, right? Probably should have been doing regular videos the whole time. Hello. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, maybe. I mean, if I had a couple more days like today, sure. I mean, we could easily get up to 100,000 by New Year's. You know, not Christmas, but well, if we had 2 more days in a row, it'd be really close. Sometime on Christmas, but yeah, those are rare. Yeah, like last night, I think I was at 96.7 something, and now it's 97.6 something. So that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm just trying to get to 100 and then you know, just start doing shows the way I do them. But you know, tonight's another normal night, you guys. It's just later than normal. Although the title isn't going to bring in the, you know, like 1,000 people probably. Wouldn't even do that. It just says a show. There's no indication. Yeah, I'm unaliving it. Yep. Yeah, that's getting too complex there, Frankie. Yeah. Just overthinking it. Hey, thank you, Philly Sports 820. Thank you. Oh, and there was on the previous show we had Jade, Rigsby, Cindy, with some numbers after it, who complained wildly because they weren't given a shout out during the premiere video. And then Mag and Caligal 3. That was probably one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Like, right, the show, it's a 20-minute or 14-minute premiere video. And, yeah, it wasn't you. It wasn't this Cindy. And, like, and it's not even a live show where I'm sitting there watching everything. And they complained that I didn't give a shout out. Like, there isn't one. I would type it in, but yeah, I'll give you a shout out at the end of the show when I do the live stream. Yeah, just, don't it just seems, why, listen, I don't want you to send me a nickel if all it was for was getting your shout out, okay? Honest to God. It's like, whoa, I try to do the best I can on here. All the freaks know it. I really go out of my way. I read everybody's name at the end of the shows. But when you're doing a live premiere, there isn't one. I don't get to read something. Hey, thank you, Allie Cake and Meili, Zila, Emily, and Cairo. You should cover the Chris Watts case. I hear it's a crazy one. Yeah, me too. I've heard all about that one. Something about Anadarko oil. Something like that. Thanks, Cairo. And Alley Cake. I'm trying to have a Jim Beam and Coke. It is Friday night, heading into the holidays. Why the hell not, right? Hey, Eugenie, thank you. I don't know anything about a YouTuber out there named, hold on a second. They're called like Truth and Transparency or something like that. But they made a video, got just kind of like showing the floor plans and various images and stuff. But they were showing pictures of Dylan, one of the roommates, and it does appear that Dylan lived in this room, right? Well, hold on, let me show you. That Dylan, the surviving roommate, did not live on the first floor. In this one right here, when I was looking at what she put out there, apparently in this room at the bottom of the stairs, it looks like Dylan might live in this room here, and she's hanging up various things on, and she used kind of similar techniques that I do, where you find little tiny things that show it, and it definitely looked like it was that room right there. And those pictures were from late October. Okay, so I think that, isn't that weird? Because this is the room I said, wouldn't that be interesting if one of the surviving roommates actually lived in this room right here? I actually said that out loud on a show, multiple times actually. And that makes sense to me as to why somebody may have heard or seen something a little bit more. I mean, we could actually, on my screen here, I could go and do, let's see, take off the, let me put my face on the screen there. We turn off the roof right there. Let's see, I think I have to turn off the whole third floor. There. Yeah, so it's this room right here. You definitely see her taking, there's photographs taken of her in this room. And so if we put a camera in this room, let's do it. I know this is kind of technical crap right off the bat here, but we'll just, yeah, it's nowhere near the right spot, so hold on. Yeah, right over, yeah, it's in that room right there. And let's see, we'll rotate the camera up. Twist it around. And maybe just make it, see what it would look like if you were looking out the door and the door opens towards the room. So if you're right over here, see, that's why this is valuable to have this, because you can do little experiments. Like if you open up this door here, watch. Okay, so just pretend that door's open and somebody's peeking through. Oops.
Second. Gotta rotate a little bit more down. Local. Yeah. Alright, let's just see what this does. Single frame. I'm gonna render this out. Oh yeah, you won't see a damn thing. Alright, let's see. I just realized I have to put a light in the scene here. Let's see. Omni light. Put it out here. No, the living room's right over here, actually. So now let's look at that again. Camera 3. Yeah, I mean, so from that room right there, you can see the top of the stairs, and you can see through there. So, I mean, what if the person heard noises and looked out that door and saw somebody, but wasn't able to recognize that person? And then they just shut it again, and it's, I would if I was somebody going through the house, I might think that was a closet, that room right there. Because it just, I mean, you have a kitchen and there's nothing else, and then all of a sudden there's this room there. So every time I see it, I think of it as a closet, but I know that it's not a closet. So watch when you go to that, see the door right there? When it's closed, you don't really know what it is. Doesn't seem like it would be a room. And so, I don't know, I think that sort of changes the way you might picture what was going on that evening. So you have, and that's the person that I thought, well, let's see, how did I do this? Okay, the other day when they showed the footage from the body camera, remember how it looked like the room only had golf clubs, and then I thought, well, maybe somebody moved in a couple of months later, because that was from September. But at that same time, I was thinking, well, maybe they lived in that room by the stairs, because that's a room that we don't know who was in that room. And I even said it last night. But now it appears that one of the roommates, Dylan, lived there. So that means there wasn't anybody directly below Ethan and Zaina, because surely they would have heard something tremendously loud below there, don't you think? And by the way, thank you, Gamer9757 and Millie Zila. I have a hard time saying that one. Well, if you have to go watch that video, though, it's pretty interesting. Let me see. Maybe I'll try to show us a screenshot from it. I'll put the link in the description. I'll just have to find that spot. I don't want to use somebody else's stuff. So I heard it.
Upstairs, more or less. That stuff being hung up.
Okay, so this is, again, that Truth and Transparency channel. They've got... crap. See, in this room right here, this is Dylan. She's got a hat hang up, a scarf. Looks like there's the edge of a bed right there. And then there's this little sort of notch thing on the ground. I mean, on the down below there. And she, I think, finds that little piece in another photo that shows that exact room. Not sure exactly. Let me see if I can find the spot. Yeah, that image right here. So see this image right here? There's a closet right over there. And then you have this, and then it goes over. You see how there's like a two-door closet right over here? That's actually another door right there. There's a two-door closet, and then there's this thing that juts out, and it goes up. And then right there is this little notch thing on the ground, which is exactly the same thing that you see right here. And there's the door, and then the closet's right over here. So to me, that's very good. That's very good odds, because that room, let's just take a look at let's go in that room here. Where is that camera? Hey, Tamara, thank you. Merry Christmas to you and yours, Gray. Thanks for all your dedication and hard work. Well, no problem. And thank you all for your support. And Tamara, not today, but tomorrow, thank you. Let me get to that camera again. Hold on. Camera 3, and then I'm going to rotate it around. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but in that room, there's the double closet, that little thing that jets out, and then there's this open space there that you can put a deck. And so that's the same room. I've already modeled it out. Here, I'll go back here. See? That's the same room. It has that opening here, the double doors. And when you go back to that image that she was using on there, this door just shows the door there, with a hook in there, but then down on the ground there's this little thing, whatever that is, some kind of weird oval shape on the ground there. And then right there's that closet. And then if you go back to, where was that one? Yeah, I think it's this shot right here. This is the one, it's hard to see because they took down the site on Zillow, but this is exactly the spot. There's the door, and then down here, when you watch it on the video, if you got closer in on it, you can see it. It's right there. There's a door. The hats and everything were hung right there. And I think if you went and saw the other rooms, you'd see that the other rooms don't look like that. So, I don't know, man. I think that was pretty good evidence that the person lives in there, don't you think? Why would you have a room like that and hang hats and have a bed in there and everything and take pictures if it's not actually the room that you lived in? I thought it was pretty compelling, so that sort of, I brought that up as a possibility the other day, and now that really seems like likely. Miss Relish. Thank you. Merry Christmas. And if you don't like Christmas, bah humbug. No, I'm just kidding. Or if you want me to call it something else, that's what I meant to say. I won't be doing that. Yeah. So, man, that makes it a lot more interesting. That would be a room that would hear everything. Somebody coming through the sliding glass door. A fight going on in the living room, in the hallway. Even Zaina's room, you could hear it pretty well. It's just right around the corner there. Yeah. Yeah, well, here's what I did earlier in the evening. See, you guys didn't know this, but my wife, she had to go work yesterday. And we knew that it was going to be this horrendous icy condition at 21 degrees with rain. It was all freezing. So she had to stay overnight at the hospital. And they had her, like all the other nurses, she's a CNA, So she had to go in. They all had to stay overnight there, and they put her in this place that was left over from COVID or something, like cement. Like they're remodeling it, but it had like cement floors. It was this weird COVID wing. It was just a nightmare. And she was going to stay over tonight, but I just said screw it, man. So I got in my Subaru Forester with the studded snow tires, and I drove the 25 minutes over there. Well, you should only take 10, but I was trying to drive 30 to 40 miles an hour. And I got over there, picked her up, and got her home because she doesn't work tomorrow. She works on Sunday, but that was pretty crazy that, man, I can't imagine staying overnight in a weird place like that. So that was good. And thank you up there to Doohickey and Angela Gallagher. Well, let me get Angela in there. Yeah, so I don't know if that helps any sort of theorization or anything like that. Theorizing, I mean, on the case, but it does change things a little bit. Like it changes the thing about, well, they both locked their doors and they were downstairs and they maybe never went downstairs. Well, this could be a roommate. And I think if it is true that Dylan is the one that was living here and not the one right below Xena, then she's likely the one that saw the roommate passed out or whatever you want to call it, and then the 911 calls were made. I think she's going to be that one. Just guessing though. Man, why is it hard to believe, Miranda? Yeah, well, I mean, why are things hard to believe to people? It's just like, what's hard to believe about that? There's nothing weird or, it's just, it is what it is. Yeah, CNAs work their asses off, yeah. No, that's not what she means. You don't know what she means, Hamilton. Yeah. She'd have to have a full sentence to know that. No, I don't believe that, Ryan. Yeah. I'm not sure where you're coming up with that. But. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of the roommates did see something and went downstairs to be with the other roommate. I really don't have any idea. But all I can tell you is that is the room. Like that person proved that is the room in late October that Dylan was in with the bed and like hanging hats up on a, like that was her room. It looked like. Now, maybe it was just another room that they used to dress up in or something. I mean, what would make that, hey, Ryan, what would make you say, well, if that's true, then he must have been on this first floor in the hallway. I mean, how does that correlate? I don't get it. Yes, Melanie. Jesus. There was a scene in his back. Yeah, it's hard work. But she finally got into a different type of work where she could, right now she gets to monitor cameras, which is good. Much as we all want to think this has to be someone close to them. Well, let me open up the lines if you guys want to call in. There we go. Well, it's just it's just the way I am. I don't really understand sometimes people make these correlations and comments that are just what? No. Well, it's okay, Ryan. Well, I don't know. I mean, just look at the layout again. Let's just take off. I'll take off the roof of 2A here. Take that off, and then I'll take the third floor off again. Dang it. So the way it works is, well, I'll move this guy around. You can see him. So there he goes upstairs first in the typical scenario, and then goes into Maddie's room, then back down the stairs. And watch when you go to the bottom of the stairs. Now this person right here is right next to that room that it looks like the other roommate was living in. And then right after you go past that room, you're in the living room, and Zaina's room is right here, and it's just a little hallway right there. So this is still the same hallway. This roommate would come out over here and may have looked out and saw somebody passed out or, bleeding maybe, but they weren't responding, so referred to him as passed out. That makes sense? I mean, it doesn't change anything. Like, if you're downstairs, you would come up and look that way. But here's the thing is, some of it we don't know. It's just like different comments by different people. The coroner once said that they were all found in their beds. Then she changed it to almost all of them were found in their beds. Something like that. And so then what is it? What is, Miranda? Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this room over here is pretty close. Now, are you talking about from this roommate to where his body was? Yeah, we don't really know. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I enjoyed getting a little crazy for me. And you're a silent, withdrawn person normally. Well, you called in. That was good. Now, the first floor would be so much colder, plus headlight. Huh? Yeah, but how do you know that there were headlights there? I think if it was a killer, they would have likely parked on the upper lot and came out through the back into the sliding glass door. No, you're saying just to live in those rooms? Well, it'd be quieter, I think. Maybe. God, I don't know, man. You know how people just sort of loiter outside the front door, though, sometimes when it's a party house and they're just yapping away? Kind of like it was in that body camera footage. And then today's video, for some reason, on today's video, let me show you how weird this is, you guys. Watch this. Come on. Yeah, see down here on this video that I made earlier today, and up until just a few minutes ago it said 5,400 views. But see how now it says 9,000? And you'd go, oh, that's pretty good. But when you look at it and see 2.1 thousand likes, you know that 9,000 is not accurate whatsoever, right? And but watch this. When you go to the actual analytics over here, watch this craziness. Look at this. That's at 35,060, and I got 254 subs came from that thing. But look at the actual view count. It still said 5.4 thousand about 20 minutes ago, even though it was up to there. And that earlier video is still getting 2,000 views an hour, which is pretty crazy. So, not sure why that one was more interesting than others, but you know, sometimes there's no explanation. Yeah. So, anyways, if anybody wants to call in and discuss what they're thinking about this now, I think it, I don't know, it makes it more interesting. But yeah, the information's it keeps seemingly being contradictory. Were they all found in their beds? And the two, law enforcement does say that the two surviving roommates were on the first floor. But there is actual evidence that the one roommate appeared. Oh, well, the reason so the girl was in that room, had on the hook, and there's a scarf, and those are all things that Dylan was seen wearing on other shots. So I guess you could make the argument that somebody else lived in there, but who would that have been? Like, because nobody else lived in there. Zaina lived in the right off the living room there, and Kaylee and Madison lived on the third floor, and then there's two rooms downstairs, and the other roommate that was on the lease wasn't even in town. Yeah, the house is shaped crazy. Yeah, I mean, so I'm still working on it. Now I've got these cabinets over here. Shortened up the kitchen a little bit. And then, you know, you go upstairs. And this is Kaylee's room right over here. I got to do one where I just go through the entire house, walking around. Then people would understand it. I guess the roof isn't on in that shot, is it? I guess it is. Weird. Does that just need to get higher? I think I may need to fix that. Hey, Merry Christmas, John C. Thank you. Don't worry, we'll be on tomorrow, and we'll be on the next day. We'll play Christmas music, probably just hang out or whatever, you know. Do what we do. And by the way, somebody mentioned the Zaina, like a scholarship fund or something like that. Does anybody... I never heard back from that person. Not sure why, but... I thought it'd be cool to send something in to that. And I'm sorry for the Telegram troll that comments underneath comments. I will never contact you and say, send me something you've won a prize on a channel, a video of any kind, okay? So whenever you see that, and it says like, oh, contact me on Telegram, it's garbage, okay? So don't get tricked on that. They're doing it to a lot of people. There's a lot of these sick people out there that have nothing to do other than try to like scam and disrupt people. It's crazy. And that's because they've made nothing of themselves in life, so they're going to try to hurt other people. That's unfortunate, but absolutely true. Oh yeah, I missed that little part. I was wondering why there was that space in there. Hold on one second. See, look, isn't this cool how these programs work? I mean, so here it's just 3D modeling. You know, you're just looking around, but there's vertices. They're the little corner points, right? So if I hit vertices, see that little blue dot that popped up right there? So you can grab that if you want to, and you could do something with it. You could pull it up in the air like that, but I don't want to do that. Then there's edges, which are these things, and then you can take that and move that out if you feel like it, right? But I don't want to do that either. Then there's elements. I don't really use that too often, but polygons are these spaces, like that, right? Hey, thanks, Donna D. Very kind. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, so I need to make this a little bit taller. I can see that I forgot to make it taller there, and I'm going to click on just those polygons there. And I don't need to extrude anything because there's a thing that called extrude that looks like this. So you can make more geometry by doing it like that. But I don't really need to do that. All I just need to do is make it taller, so I can grab those and then pull it up so that it's right on the top there. And then when the roof is on, which is right here, now if I go back to that camera, see how now it's nice and tight against the roof that's in there. So there you go. And these are the stairs coming down, passing, let's just say Dylan's room for, you know, for the hell of it. Then up that one little step, and then those stairs go down, and then just left right there. And if it's true that Dylan was outside of the room, he'd be right in this area, like this little tiny hallway here. I don't know, Gene. How would I know what the blood pattern looked like around the house? Man, I haven't even really thought of that because we don't have any information. All I can say is they're using the blood pattern to figure out the sequencing and where people were killed and where people... Right, True Sleuth. It's just... I don't know, man. People's minds sometimes. It's wild. Absolutely wild. Quite a jump from an architect's ruler. Yeah. When I pray for victims and their families, I include poor Dylan and Bethany. Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna affect their lives forever, actually. They might not be the same person they would have been. And if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. All right? That way we can get us over 98,000 pretty soon. And then maybe it's possible, if I have some crazy videos that I put out, that we can... I might have to put out one tomorrow after I render this scene here and, you know, show people where Dylan's room could be. I actually think that is accurate, what that person did. I don't just randomly agree with stuff. Normally I go, ah, Jesus, right? But in this case, when I looked at it, that picture was taken in that room. And it looks like her hat and her scarf is on a hook there, and it looks like there's a bed in there. Does that mean it's her room? I guess it doesn't mean necessarily it's her room. But it looks like maybe somebody was living in there. Or maybe, since the other roommate wasn't living there, they would put some of their crap in that room for quick access or something. You know, I don't know. Except the body camera footage from September added to the possibility that nobody was actually living on the first floor in that room below Zana, but it was merely used for storage at the time. And then, sure, somebody could have moved into it, but when you have this other information, doesn't it seem more likely then that... You know, I'm wondering... See, here's the thing, everybody. I think the 911 call information with the 2 surviving roommates, they're leaving a lot of information out, and they may even have changed a little bit of the information to protect people. Because if you're on the first floor, oh, okay, the killer's going to not think that they were seen by anybody, right? However, if you had said, well, one of the roommates on the second floor, that might mean something to the killer, right? The 911 call left a ton out. Oh, yeah, they got home at 1, and then they woke up in the morning, then they called 911 and said that there was somebody passed out. They just left out hours and hours and information that we know from early on. I remember there was people actually talking to the roommates, and they said that they locked their doors because they heard something. And then they were told to be quiet. Yeah, we know, Mama Fee. We know, Mama Fee. Yeah, we got it. Passed out, unconscious. Whatever term you want to use. We've used them all. Do you think, I don't know, if the Elantra is involved? Not sure. Let me get this call, though. 281, you're on.
Hi, my name's Casey.
Who? Casey?
So I used to watch you, yes sir. I used to watch your videos a ton, and I've been slacking lately.
Yeah.
But your 3 build at the house is incredible.
Well, thank you.
One thing, first, I wanted to, just kind of anecdotal, but I graduated college in 2017. I went to school at Texas Tech, which is in the panhandle of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look at this case, like I said, it's kind of anecdotal, but I was friends with lots of people. I was in a sorority and stuff, so I had lots of different friends. And if I went to anyone's house, again, I went to school in Texas, but every house I went to, there was at least one gun on the wall, and no telling how many guns were just in the house. I have no clue. But every house I went to, I knew there was a gun. I kind of lived that way in general.
I can't tell what you're saying. What are you saying? There was a gun? What are you saying?
No, I'm sorry. So I was friends with lots of people, and I had frat friends, sorority friends. I was friends with lots of people. Every house I went into, I assumed there was a gun in the house, and this is nothing creepy. It's just I assume there was a house. I'm not sure if it's the same way in this small town, if it was kind of rural Lubbock was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you've covered this in some of your videos, but that almost, personally, it almost would lead me to assume that whoever did this would maybe know that it was majority girls lived in the house.
Yeah, well, I think the killer went there. I think the killer went there to kill one of the girls or all the girls, but Ethan was just there randomly.
Right. Have they? That was another question.
However, well, let me throw this. However, if it is related to Sigma Chi, and there's somebody that there because there was a fight or something earlier, and they went over there, then Ethan is really part of it. But then you go back to what Steve Gonzalez said. Why then would you go upstairs and kill the other girls unless they were somehow aware of something? So it's a little weird.
Right.
Maybe somebody from Sigma Chi came over and was in the living room and sat around for a while and was seen by various people. Who knows? It's just, maybe they came over. One of the things I was saying early on was it seems like the 4 that were killed were all the people that were awake after 1:45. The ones that got there were home at 1. They all lived. So is that the reason? And if that's true, is it likely or possible that a person came over to the house, let's say at 2:10 or something, and maybe continued an argument or something with Ethan and Zayna and Kaylee and Madison were all down in the living room too and noticed all this stuff. Then later they call Jack up maybe to say, hey, Jack, what, can you come over? There's a weirdo, or who knows, right? What that call was about.
Right.
But, and then when they all finally go to sleep, I mean, the guy leaves the home, let's say. And then they do go to sleep because, the guy left, and they eventually fall asleep. And then that person comes back, but knows that he has to kill all 4 of the people that saw him, because if he kills anybody, all 3 of the other ones are going to go, oh my God, that one guy, he was so mad when he was over here.
Right.
Right, something like that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Have they released at all, like, I guess, what order they were killed in? Like, which
Not really.
bedroom was first, I guess? No, because to me that makes, or that would, I don't know, I don't even know if that would really help solve it, but you would think if you were, which this might be why it's never, or it hasn't been released, but you would think if you were over there, maybe the target was a girl or something. And from my point of view, if you went to kill just one person, if you saw a boy in the room, I mean, I'd get out of there as soon as possible because, I mean, I guess, like, a man's most likely to fight back. So it makes me curious, like, what order were they killed in? Because I would, if I were, maybe, it was just hard to imagine, if I were just a crazy person trying to kill someone, I would be, like, if I saw a man in the room, I'd, like, get out as soon as possible. So it makes me, I don't know if that would really lead to anything or maybe answer any questions, but it does make me a little curious, like, were they the first people and they just did, like, I guess basically, did they know a man was over there or not?
Well, that's what
like
I don't know.
Yeah, and like you were saying, like, was he the target after something kind of just boiled over and just kept going at home? I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming the police, because from my point of view, it seems like, I don't know, I of course, social media for some reason has just taken this and ran with it. I don't think it's some random, person who did this. I think it was something intentional, targeted to one, maybe 2 people, and then the other 2 were just awake or something, like you were saying, like maybe you saw something or saw the person beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, police probably, I hope, maybe have it all figured out except for a few pieces or something. It just seems so crazy to me. Like, if you knew, from all appearances, the boyfriend didn't live there. He was just staying over that night. If you did not know he was over that night and you would think that it was just a house full of girls, that would kind of make it maybe a little bit easier if you were, like, just targeting 1 or 2 or something, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird to, like, put yourself in the shoes of a crazy person who would do something like this, but, like, you attempt to. I don't know. It's just kind of...
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll have to figure it out. I kind of got... didn't understand some of the stuff you were saying, but...
yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
Well, no, it's okay. I'm just... I'm just saying. Sometimes I get...
No, but thank you for your 3D visual of the house. That helps a ton. Trying to picture where everything was. Because it looks so clear from the outside, but...
Yeah.
It's hard to figure out where everything is.
There's a couple of good... There's another good site out there that did, like, a 3D thing, but you just kind of move to each location. This one allows to actually do some animations and so forth.
Right, and did you, because I just saw recently, or somewhat recently, maybe a week or 2 ago, I guess the police went back there and they you know, the reporter was saying, oh, there were shining lights in like one of the bottom bedrooms or the first floor bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Were you able to like figure out where that was, or was that anything at all? No.
I don't really. Well, I kind of just. I mean, again, I don't really know what you're asking about. About the what room?
They said like after this is, I guess maybe the most recent thing. The police went back to the house like afterwards, and they had gone, like, the reporter, this is kind of like hearsay, I guess, but the reporter was saying that the police, they don't really know what they were doing, obviously, because you can't really ask them. But they were saying they saw the lights as if the police were shining flashlights in one of the bottom bedrooms, which I guess was one of the roommates who survived that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't know if anybody was living in that one at the time.
Oh, really? Okay, I need to go back and rewatch all your videos saying on this.
Well, it was just, I didn't do one on that video because I don't have the original one, but I saw it.
Right.
Like, you can see into the room with, there's a little slit in the window, and you can see in there, it looks like golf clubs.
Right, yeah,
people were
that's
just
kind of what
storing
he's
stuff.
reporting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to rewatch, because this is one of those cases where, like, I kind of hate to just, you know, kind of refresh the pages, because they'll be like breaking news, police, like, it's nothing, it's not actually breaking news, it's kind of like just nothing, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it, but they're always like breaking news, like someone blinked, breaking news, someone woke up, and it's not actually anything new, it's kind of just mundane things.
Breaking news. Yeah, I never type in breaking news unless it's breaking news.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you so much. Yeah, I just saw the 3D video, and I was like, I need to re-watch all your videos now to catch up.
That's right. You got to watch them all. Every single one of them. Might take you about 6 years, but you get right on
I
that.
know. Well, you did those. Like I said, I used to watch your videos all the time, and then I got a job, and now I don't have time. But my favorite videos of yours were when you would, like, go back through which I'm sure you still do, but go back through the newspapers.
Yeah, I still do that.
It was like some random, yes, perfect.
Yeah, I still do that all the time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, I need to catch up, because I got a job, and now I go to bed at, like, 5 o'clock.
Well, at least you get to go to bed.
Exactly.
But anyways.
Bye.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I appreciate you calling in, and check out the videos. All right.
I will.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye. I don't know where she went, but hold on one second. I gotta grab this other. I want this one here. No. Make that one 12. And then I'm going to add a little bit of slightly shiny. Let's see what that looks like. Look at that. Except I think it needs to be less than, there is hardwood floors in there now. That's kind of cool. A little shine on there too. I don't know, Duck and Felonies. Your video though was absolutely, I don't know, you sort of allowed everybody to trash me on there. Don't really appreciate that. I sent you an email. You didn't seem to respond to it. Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous, to be honest with you. But hey, whatever floats your boat, huh? Everybody was like, wow, I thought she actually liked it over here. The video that you put out about my humor, You let these people just trash me into oblivion on that thing. We commented to you. I sent you an email, and you didn't respond to any of them. Okay, so I don't know what your deal is. It just wasn't really that cool, though. I thought it was kind of funny, though, the actual video, but there's people that don't know what's going on the show or anything like that. So they go, oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, God. They think it means something than it did. All right? But anyways, I don't know what you're doing. I sent you email a couple days ago or whatever, and you don't respond. So it's okay, but I'm not. Yeah, let me get this one here. All right, 856, you're on.
Hey, Gray.
What's going on, Lillian?
Hey, those floors look good.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the hardwood floor going here.
I know, I'm watching it. It really looks good. But,
how you feeling?
I feel like I was doing a little better today. I didn't have any fever at all. Pain, yeah, but no fever, so that's a plus. So, but I've been hanging tough, Greg. But anyway,
yeah, it sounds like it's going to be some pain for a while, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I have screws in there too, and cement. I hope he put the good cement in there. You know what I mean? So yeah. So yeah, it was the hip was bad. He told Nancy, and he told me too. But anyway, Greg, they interviewed a kid that lived in there prior, and he said that every room in that place, you couldn't walk around without the floor squeaking. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he said. Every play you heard it, squeaking everywhere. And that's what he said. And he said that everybody and their grandmother knew that place. And I'm not saying anything about the girls because it was a party house, but it was a party house, I think, prior to them even moving in there. So, it's what kids do at college, but they still got on the dean's list, so God bless them, two of them. So, but they showed a video.
Can you hold on for a second? Look,
Sure.
you guys don't need to, I'm talking to Ducking Felonies, okay? She came in here. She doesn't respond to emails. She put out, a video that was really, it's my humor and everything like that, but it was sort of done in a way, the echoing of the voice, so that, I don't know what that was about. And then people were just trashing me into oblivion over there, and there wasn't any responses by her to correct what they're saying or block any of the comments or anything like that. So it is funny if you're not somebody who doesn't know that, but you guys don't need to battle with her in here. I just saw her for the first time. That's the only time she'll be here to respond, because she doesn't respond to emails or any comments that you make in her videos. She just posts the video, and you never hear from her again. All right? But you guys don't need to be talking about her and battling with her. She's always been seemingly a good supporter in here, but there was something that was really off with that, and a lot of people noticed it and commented over there, and she didn't respond to any of them either. So, all right. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah,
I had to take care of that right thing, because people were. I don't want anybody else battling with her on my behalf. Okay, so there you go.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
All right. So
now, so anyway, if I sound a little slow tonight, it's because I am. But I was going to write stuff down. Grady, the two gentlemen from Colorado own that property.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
they were from. I can't remember the town, but it's the same place that the Elantra was registered in. So everybody, they must own the Elantra, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So they won't give any statements, okay, to anybody. All right, they don't have to. But do you know how much that property's worth, or not worth, going for if they were to sell it? You're going to flip. Like 328,000 something.
That seems kind of low. On a college campus, you can just rent the hell out of that thing. You could,
great, yeah, but there's so much wrong with it. I mean, for God's sake, that's a house that Jack built. That thing is
Pardon
just
the pun, right? Pardon the pun, right?
That's right. I mean, you got all these wires outside hanging. You don't even. I mean, you know what came out of that. What the heck was it, Gray? From the foundation and the siding, that plate. That that wasn't sealed properly. So I bet you if they had that place inspected, it'd probably fail right and left. But they did a decent job inside, because you have kids in there, they're partying, they're having fun. That they don't take care of it. But they showed a video that they had a party there, and I'll tell you, Gray, they were loud. I mean, the cops were bang, 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 banging on the door, and they were like, and the girls weren't there. Maddie and Kaylee wasn't there, and the cops said, "Look, we don't care what you're doing here. We know you're partying, but you got to keep it down. People like a half a mile away, you're disturbing them." It was really loud, and there was all kinds of kids in there, and the one boy said that everybody knew, and they could just go in there. So that's a little scary, knowing that anybody could just go in there and sit around, and you're living there. That's creepy to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live in a house like that.
No, not at all. Especially being a female. Because, real quick, Nance, you're breaking my train of thought. Lily, yeah. Nancy wants to know if you ever been to Leavenworth, the lights.
And people think that you almost called her your name, but that isn't really your name.
Exactly. Hey, Gray, listen.
Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that because everybody calls you that every second.
Yeah. Well, see, when I first got on Facebook, Nancy set it up for me. I would have took something funny or whatever or cute, but she put that on there, so it's like, hey, it sticks. People, seem to like it, so it's just a name. But yeah, sometimes I think that is my name. Just joking.
Yeah.
But I was going to say something else too.
Well, we got a whole bunch of callers. You can just say.
Yeah. Well,
tell you what, I'm gonna be on. I'll be on tomorrow, and then even the next day you can come on, and we'll just do Christmassy.
Well, I wanted to tell you that, Gray, about the squeaking in the house.
Yeah.
Not that that's a big deal, but get the other calls.
Sometimes people just get so used to sounds like that it becomes white noise. Yeah. Really, it does. Mm-hmm. But I hope and pray to God that they get this solved real quick. I really do. Yeah.
So when I'm a little more coherent and I can say something that makes sense, I'll call back. So listen, I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody, and I'll say it again when I'm on, to everybody either tomorrow or whatever. And you guys are absolutely the best, and you are good people. And Gray, you're doing a fabulous job as always. And like I tell you, don't let these people get to you. It's not cool at all. So jealousy will get them nowhere, Gray. And listen, we had a problem last night with the PayPal, but tonight Nancy got through.
Oh, well, thank you.
So I don't know what happened last night.
I thought there was
but
one.
Couldn't
I don't know
do
if
it.
it was last night, but it was the night before or something. But
Oh, well.
Well, thank you there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And,
Not a problem.
and sit there and heal and listen and help you. I bet you in a week or so, you'll feel back to normal running those marathons like before.
Oh, Gray, I'm going to be like, in my age group, 73, I'm going to kick some ass, Gray.
Well,
and
here's the
I'm
thing.
only joking.
So you got one bionic hip, right? So it's gonna look really
Nancy's-
weird. It's gonna look weird when you're running though, because that one hip's gonna fire forward really quick, and the other one's gonna try to catch up.
Nancy said I'm going to win gold for what? For the Senior Olympics. Can you believe that? The GIMP squad. Oh, great.
Oh,
yeah.
Remember, Shirley, I'm a member 7 years ago.
Yeah, Nancy, she's a member too, 7 years ago.
Oh boy.
No, oh, great. Go ahead. And I'll talk to you soon. And you were as patient as paint drying on the wall. I'm telling you. And look how patient you are with me. So take care. And
Okay.
Merry Christmas to everybody, to you and your lovely wife and your puppies.
Oh, well, you too.
Okay, Greg?
All right. Well, you too. And you too,
All right.
Nancy.
Bye.
Have a good one. All right.
Oh, yeah, Nance. I'll tell her, Greg. She's right here.
Okay. All right. Have a good one. See you later.
Bye, Greg.
Bye-bye. All right. Lillian. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Rhea Mazer. Are you still there, Ducking Felonies? You know, I probably shouldn't brought it up, but you're not responding anywhere, and it's the only place you came on. But I probably could have just said, look at the email, but I don't know. It's frustrating. Let's see. Yeah, let me get this other call here. 509, you're on.
Hey, Gray. This is Angel Girls 1980 in Spokane.
Angel in Spokane, so
Merry
you're right at your
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. So you're in the area
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy, isn't it? I got kicked off. My comments got kicked off last night. I am so happy that you opened that bedroom door.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
After I saw the door that you were going to open last night.
What do you mean
was
in the
making
3D world you're talking about, or what?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I was making comments last night about it. I was saying, open it up. I think it's a bedroom.
Well, no, it is a bedroom.
my
We already
comments-
knew it was a bedroom. I've said it was a bedroom 1,000 times. We just didn't know if one of the two surviving roommates lived in the bedroom. And I'm the one that built this 3D model. So of course I would
Right,
know.
I
So of
know.
course I would know it was a bedroom, right? Like.
Right, but I meant the sense that it was being utilized.
Right. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay.
When the body cam came up and the police were coming up to the house, you could see girls were on a bed in there. When they're first coming up to the house and walking up, there's a fan in the window or an air conditioner in that window at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see the girls were in that area.
So you think
it
you
was
mean so
very
they're on the
obvious.
second floor?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I
And I
don't know,
could
but
even
no, but
hear
you
one
no,
of
but you
them
couldn't.
say-
You can't see anybody in that room from that body camera footage because it's on floor 2B. You can see the living room window. You can see
The one on the
you can,
right? The
you
one
can
on
see
the left?
you can see Zane. Yeah, the two on the bottom are the first floor windows. Those are the two rooms on
Right.
the first floor. Then on the second floor, on the left is the living room, and the window on the right is Zaina's room. And then way up above, you got a window that goes to the U-shaped stairway, and then one in Kaylee's and one in Madison's room. But you wouldn't be able to see into
Okay.
that one room. In fact, I don't even
Okay,
know if
well,
there.
they
I don't even know
have-
if there's a window at all for that room. I don't.
So
No, there
that's
should be.
a-
There should be one on the other side. Yeah.
Oh, well, I saw there was an air conditioner or a fan in there.
Hey, look at that, you guys. That
during
looks pretty
summertime.
good, doesn't it? Look at that. Boom.
That
The hardwood
looks
floors.
great.
Look at that. Boom. All right.
Well, anyways, I'm glad you opened that up because I did see the pictures in there with the scarf and the hat and everything. And normally, what they do in colleges and something like this, the seniors would be on top, the sophomores in the bottom, and that they'd go by ranking. But the other point I wanted to make was, in this area in the wintertime, it gets really cold. And to be in the basement would be miserable. I don't think that place...
Well, it wasn't a basement,
with all the lights coming in.
Yeah. It's not really a basement, though. It's on the ground level there.
Yeah, I know, but it's so low that the car lights would be coming in all the time.
And heat rises.
It would be... Exactly. And I would want to be up and not down.
Right.
So it's just a thought, and I typed it in there, and for some reason it just disappeared.
Oh, weird. Well, the window for floor 2B is on the back side. It's on the same side as the kitchen, and you can see it right here. There's the camera that I made earlier. It's actually right.
I see it there.
Yeah, it's right. It's on the back side of the house. So there's the door that I just opened up. There's the closet door there. Yeah.
Okay, then they must have been standing up in the windows in the body cam when I saw them.
Or they were standing up in the living room probably, or somewhere, but they weren't in that room that we were talking about.
Right. There's another thing that I found out too. They talk about the golf clubs downstairs. They're in a video that somebody made in the UK, I don't know, montage. It shows Dana golfing. So the golf clubs make sense in there as far as the storage room.
Yeah.
That's just what I think.
Yeah, maybe they just use that room as storage. I thought maybe somebody moved back in because law enforcement did say that two people were, the two surviving roommates were on the first floor, but it doesn't really jive with, some information that's out there currently.
Right. And then there was a body cam that was released today of a noise disturbance in August. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I watched it this afternoon, and everybody's been making a fuss about the ladder. That ladder was there in August.
Yeah, I've never made a fuss about the ladder. That's just people's imagination going wild. Is what that is.
I thought so too.
Yeah, I never even
I was on one
gave
night
it a
where
second
some
thought.
man was... I know. Well, I just thought I'd bring it up. But when they went around they went to where the boyfriend lives, and they were having a big party down there, and then they walked over to where the girls live, Ethan and the girls live, or I don't know if Ethan's living there, but both of them were having really loud parties. And they went around back, and the police officer made a comment. He said, wow, that balcony doesn't have any escape route. And I never thought of that before. They didn't build steps to get down. And it just was a comment he made, and I kind of raised my eyebrows about that.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, you got anything else? I got other callers. I got 4 more waiting.
Just one other question.
Yeah.
And this is kind of creepy, though, but I've kind of wondered, do you think that the killer is out watching these live feeds?
Well, they might be. I mean, they do watch YouTube and social media and everything. So they're probably not watching mine because I don't do the sensationalism. They want to see the crazy shit to make them feel better. Mine would be something where, oh, crap, man, you're getting, that's a little warmer. Oh, that's a little warmer. The other ones, they laugh and just kind of go, really? Oh, my God. Oh, God. I mean, that's what's funny to me is if there is killers watching and they watch some of these sensationalistic idiot channels out there, they probably feel really safe So I guess you could say that the crappy YouTube channels are useful in making killers drop their guard because they're like, wow, these people are so stupid. They're not even close to arresting me yet. And then maybe they do something dumb, right? Hey, that's not bad.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's why Kaylee's dad said yesterday that he's appreciated what the community is doing with keeping it going.
Yeah, maybe.
He said he believed the community is going to solve it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I doubt it.
I don't know about that.
I think police and the FBI are going to solve it. But all right, well, thank you for calling in, and have a happy Merry Christmas, right?
Yes, and shout out to Jessica.
For what?
She's the one that tuned me into you.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, thanks, Jessica.
Jessica Subak.
Yeah, I know, but you just sort of jumped in with shout out for no reason, like.
Oh, she may be doing something, but she's always listening.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Thanks, Gray.
All right, thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, well, and it's, by the way, everybody, if you hear somebody refer to law enforcement verbally out loud as LE, there's something wrong with them. Okay? You only say LE when you don't say it, you only type it in. You just, because it saves time. Law enforcement. If you're out there and you go, well, LE thought that, really? LE? Wow, can you at least, I mean, this is, I know you saved a few molecules of air by not saying that, but 618, you're on.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right.
Well, what's the pause?
It's my first time calling.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, I had a few things to say about Delphi. I don't know if you've been talking about that or not.
No, we haven't been talking about it at all, but what do you want to say about that?
Well, I was wondering, are they going to be having that trial in Evansville?
Why?
I was curious.
Oh, you mean you're talking about, like, they've moved, I don't know where they're going to have it, but it would be in Indiana, though.
Yeah, I thought I don't know, there's some speculation they might have it in Evansville.
Yeah, they might. It might be another town in Indiana. Is that a town in Indiana?
Yeah, I actually live about an hour away, so I was curious about that.
Yeah. Yeah, they did say that they're not going to be doing it in Delphi. Wouldn't be.
Okay.
Yeah. So wherever it might be, wouldn't shock me if it was in Evansville or. But what else you got?
Seems pretty far away, but.
Right, that's probably the point.
So that bullet that was found at the crime scene,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's enough to get a conviction on this guy?
No, but I don't think the bullet is the bullet was kind of like, oh, cool, but the rest of it really places him there. Like, you go through that whole timeline of events, him saying that he walked by 3 girls, and they didn't recognize him, but they saw him. And then when he told the conservation officer, yes, I saw these 3 girls, and this is what I was wearing, and I had my head down, and I was looking at the stock tickers. And then later he said he was, when they communicated with him again later years, he said that he actually went to the bridge and was on platform 1, and he was looking at fish. Well, then you've got this, so he passes those 3 girls. Then, the person I call Sue, she's the main witness there. She gets there at, I think it was like 1:46, I think. Pulls in, gets out of her car, walks down to the bridge, and perfect timing. It lines up perfectly with Richard Allen. And she said the guy was standing on platform 1, and she only got to within 50 feet and then turned around and then walked out and never saw that person or another person like that again, and left at, I think it was like 2:11, if I remember right. So she got into her car at the parking area at 2:11 after going down the trail and back again. So that right there means that the person she saw hadn't gone back yet, and on the way back towards that location, after seeing the guy on platform 1, heads back and passes Abby and Libby, who are headed directly towards the guy standing on platform 1 and would be necessarily isolated with that person. And then just moments later they film, and within 15 minutes of her walking, the lady walking by the girls, they're filming the killer coming at them on the other side of the bridge. And then nobody ever sees that guy again until 3:50 something, when he's walking on 300, muddy and bloody, heading back to the car that he's already said he parked at the old building there. Yeah, it's pretty damning.
Yeah, this guy's never been in trouble before, though.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a lot, there might be, might be idiots, like on juries, and because there are a lot of really dumb people in society that look for an out for a killer. But if you I'm sure they have a hell of a lot more information than just that, because they only have to put on the probable cause what is necessary for the judge to say, well, it's probably that person.
I would be curious to know what he was searching for, like in his computers, if he was following Keegan Kline and all that stuff, or
yeah, that'd be pretty
if
interesting.
he was into some weird porn or something,
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know. And I don't know. It's I don't know. 30 some years, he never murdered anyone. I just never even got in trouble at all. I just find that really. I mean, what was going on? I don't think Ron Logan was involved, but I know that this guy was a heavy drinker, and then so was Logan. I don't know. They possibly could have known each other, but
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I don't really make that connection, but some people are always talking about it.
Yeah.
Do you think that Delphi was, incompetent with their investigation? It seems like their evidence they had at day one.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you would call it incompetence, but there was obviously a failure. Here's a weird part about it is they've probably investigated as well as they could, except a tip. Richard Allen coming forward should have made it to somebody, and that would have solved the case years ago. But it didn't make it to somebody, so then they were left with nothing. But this guy came forward and said, "Oh yeah, I was there and everything, but I just want to let you know. Somebody should have put the pieces together earlier. There's no way around that. I'm sure, but you can't take away that how hard they've worked and committed themselves to the case. It's just that somehow, something early on, I think everything was a little bit disjointed and wasn't very well organized at the beginning. It sounds like there was too many cooks in the kitchen, as it were, and just kind of, losing track of that lead is unbelievable." Okay.
I agree. I would always listen to these what's his name, the superintendent guy, and he would always say we're one tip away, and it's just like, man, for 6 years we heard one tip away, and it was just like, man, you could have just opened your folder. It was there.
Yeah, no, well, here's what I think happened, if you want to know. But I think that Keegan Kline is related to Richard Allen, and if he's not, I'll be absolutely shocked out of my mind, because that would mean that Libby merely didn't meet up with a sexual predator catfisher because she was killed by some other random serial killer. Okay, that would be, a serial killer-like person. So the thing is, I think Richard...
I see what you're...
Yeah. You see how weird that would be?
Saying, but
yeah.
it would be weird, but
It'd be crazy.
still-
It'd be like almost
I
impossible.
feel like they would know that somehow. Like, there would have to be some sort of IP address or something linking them together. I mean, as far as I know, I've never heard that they even knew each other.
Yeah, I think they knew each other from the the Dropbox account. That's what I think. So I think there's the Dropbox account, whatever that is, whatever the largest child pornography ring or second largest in Indiana history, was he part of that ring? But I think what happened was Keegan Kline's making a deal, and he may have even given the name finally, or gave him information that led to the name Richard Allen, and they're like, well, shit, Richard Allen's been living in Delphi all these years. We've talked to every single male in Delphi, but we don't have him listed here anywhere. So they were like, yeah, that is weird. And they went, let's just go dig through all the old files. Then somebody dug through the old files, and there's Richard Allen, and it was almost mind-boggling what they read. They probably were in shock reading a document that placed this killer, this guy at the scene. It's just unbelievable. And I think that's how it got to, because the timing is too crazy, right? Like, they're searching the Wabash River for something, and literally 2 weeks later, after they quit searching, an arrest is, not an arrest, a search was done at Richard Allen's residence, and then 2 weeks after that, he's arrested. I mean, that just, man, after all those years, 2 weeks after searching the Wabash and working with Keegan, they come up with this name. I don't know. Just
Well, to me, it seems like the probable cause was sealed for really no other purpose than
the
they had
embarrassment.
this guy from day one.
Right, embarrassment purposes, right? Like, just...
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like to me. It didn't seem like, at least from that, it didn't seem like there was anybody else involved.
Yeah.
And the bullet, I've talked to some gun guys, and they're like, it's probably better than a fingerprint. And I've racked guns before and then unracked them, and I was kind of confused because
I don't think it could be better than
exact.
a fingerprint, but yeah, it's probably not as shitty as a lot of defense attorneys. See, there's people out there that are defense attorneys, and they want to make sure that their clients, every time they speak, know that, by God, they'll have their back. None of this is all junk science and everything. And I don't know, man. Like, if you could reproduce something where you eject 50 bullets from the same gun and it has the same mark, then you take 20 other guns that are just the same and eject 50 bullets from it, and they don't reproduce the same marks that the one gun had, I think a jury would look at that and go, man, that does appear to be,
I talked to a guy that sells guns. He's like, it's just, you can't see it when you eject it, but if you put it under a microscope, it's clear as day. They know what gun it came from.
Right. So it's probably really good. Fingerprints would be hard to say it's exactly the same.
Because I was asking him for this case, I was like, I don't really see anything on it when I eject it. He's like, you got to have a microscope, but there's little markings all over it that you can. He seemed to think it was really good evidence, so I was just asking his opinion, and
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, cool.
Idaho. I'm guessing that's what you were talking about mostly, but
yeah. Well, it doesn't.
Any chance that he was buying in weight? Do you think that's possible?
Well, that's something we talked about at the beginning. I was thinking that maybe there was the person was in there for a while in the house, because it's kind of a party house, and maybe he was seen by somebody, and the other people just kind of ignored him, and maybe he looked like he left the house or something. There's so many different theories you can have, but then he comes back in later knowing all the layout and where people live and everything. Yeah.
It's kind of, all the girls that lived there were beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my opinion. I think it's probably
like every one of them. Yeah. It was.
Yeah, they were all really beautiful, and it's probably, I would say, somebody that hates women is, mad that he wasn't getting with these,
Yep.
Beautiful girls, and they were ignoring him. I've seen things like that before.
Yeah, we were just actually going over that Elliot Rodger guy, kind of an insult type, where he just always wondered, why don't people like me?
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of too. And I forgot what I was going to say.
That's okay. Well, you were saying that maybe the lying in wait, somebody that wanted to be.
Yeah. There was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember what it was. I don't know. The father of Kaylee, I don't know. Think it's good that he's speaking out, or do you think it's
well, whether it's good or not, I think I'd be almost exactly the same. I don't know.
Because I remember Liberty's mother was really critical of the police when
yeah, I don't really have. To be honest with you, I don't have any respect for her whatsoever as a person. I don't think anything that she was saying just absolutely doesn't even. I don't care. It's like she wasn't around. And she's over there just bashing the police from the get-go because they weren't filling her in, even though she doesn't have custody of the child. And it's just, I don't like how her behavior's been during this whole time. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe she knew that she would be better taken care of by her grandparents.
Well, no, I don't know. Well, no, I'm just saying that like the courts took away the rights, custody, for a reason, and then all of a sudden when Libby was killed, she came jumping back onto the scene, just absolutely trashing law enforcement, using psychics and all kinds of bullshit, and it was really just not great.
What I've heard from Kelsey, I thought that they called each other and stayed in contact. I mean, I don't know. It's not really important.
I don't know. You'd have to go read some of the comments that Kelsey's made over it's not really quite like that, but yeah. Yeah, they're not close or anything. Kelsey and her mom.
Okay, well,
I think Libby might have been. Like, I think Libby was. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I think Libby communicated more with the mother a lot.
Also, I was just thinking, I mean, I know you cover true crime a lot. I mean, it's kind of unusual that he killed all four of them with a knife. Usually, when somebody's killing with a knife,
mm-hmm. Like somebody would
usually
live.
Someone survives.
That's what I said. I've said exactly
right.
The same thing the other day. I said the weird part is that 4 people were killed and nobody lived. It's like, why didn't? I mean, it's really somebody normally escapes or they survive the wounds and they're able to say something. And then you got one of them's a male. So yeah, I've said exactly the same thing. That part is strange to get 4. Some people don't even kill anybody. They have a gun and shoot 15 people and 3 die. This is somebody with a knife who went in and killed 4 people. 100%.
Maybe he was really determined first, or really planned out.
Yeah, or just psycho rage, just absolutely. I think it was quick too, man. I bet the guy was in the house for 5 minutes. Once the attack started. I mean, we don't know if he was already in there, but once the attack started, like 5 minutes, he just went in there. Maybe not even that. Just really brutally killed the first 2, and then killed the other 2 really quick, and then got the hell out of there. Ran out the back.
So, do you have any idea why they're looking for this Elantra, or what? I mean, I know they think it might be involved, but do you have any knowledge of why they think it might be involved, just other than.
Well, no, well, there's this one guy that had he said he was an insider, and he said that they have the Elantra on video driving by the A&W at like 3:45 in the morning quickly. And that's just right there, the A&W is. So maybe that's the truth. I don't know. There's also another camera right by the house, but I don't know if that's, there's the one house that's right there that had I guess there was another body camera video released today where there was an incident at the house that has the surveillance footage. And that was back earlier in the year. And then that's when they got the camera. But that camera may have picked up something, but I don't know. I don't think it'd be stupid for the killer to drive and park in front of the house. To me, it seems more likely they parked on that upper part behind and then walked down the bank into the sliding glass door, killed all four of them, exited the sliding glass door up the bank.
Behind that place, like a little patch of woods.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a little patch of woods and then a parking area that's elevated, and from up there you could park your car and look right into Kaylee's room. So it's like, and into the kitchen. So there you go. All right. You seem
all right, man. Thank you. I love your show. I listen to you every night when I go to sleep.
All right. I think people. I think you survived because some people thought you were a troll when you called in, because a lot of times the guys are the trolls.
Yeah, I'm not really good at public speaking.
I thought you did good. Come on, put a 1 if you thought he did. Hey, look, here we go. Put a 1 if you thought he did well on a call. He was nervous about calling it. I thought he did awesome. And look at that, 1. It's like a freaking auctioneer. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it, but
I'm no Nancy, that's for sure. I listen to
or Lillian and Nancy, but yeah, it's Lillian. But.
Okay, yeah, she's entertaining.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for calling in.
All right,
appreciate it.
Talk to you later. Bye.
See ya. All right. I forgot his name. Do you guys remember what his name was? I don't know if he said it actually. (276), you're on.
Do I have to hit *6?
Yes, you do. No, you don't. I'm kidding. That was a joke. You just muted yourself by hitting that. What the heck? Now you do.
Okay, I'm on here. This is in chat. I'm Nana's Southern Crafts, but my name is Susan. Yeah,
you must be from the South too, right?
Yeah.
You have to turn down the audio from, like, I can hear myself talking. You must have the show playing in the background.
No, I don't.
Oh, maybe the speakers are so loud. Do you have that on speakerphone?
Yeah, but it's not on speaker.
Well, if it's on speakerphone, it's on speaker.
Oh.
Yeah, turn off speakerphone and just use your phone like you're talking to...
Let me see. I may have hit it when I was trying to hit that. Is that better?
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Is that better?
Yes, it fixed it.
Okay. I got a couple of things. I've been researching all day, but I told myself, I'm 68 years old. If Lillian can get in this show, so can I. But let me tell you, it took me 3 years. Okay, in the house.
No, we're doing that. Problem's happening again, but go ahead. I won't talk. You just talk. All right.
That better?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. In the house, if it's saying he killed Ethan first, he had to step over Ethan to get to Zana. Then he had to come back to go up to the girls. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't he have had to step in some blood?
Yeah, I mean, in that scenario, it would be more likely that he did, but he didn't have to do anything. But it would make it way more likely if he killed Ethan in the hallway, then went into Zana's room, and Zana backed up onto the bed and he killed her. And then he goes out of there, there's likely blood, not from Zana, but Ethan on the hall spilling out. And he may have stepped on that, or he merely could have just jumped over it or whatever, right? I mean, we don't really know. And then he goes upstairs and he kills 2 more people. Thanks, Chrissy.
But if he did step in blood, do you think that's why they know it's a male, because of the shoe size?
Well, I think they would know it a male for what happened there. Unless you're a East German shot-putting female running around with a K-bar knife stabbing somebody. I really just can't see that, you know.
Do you think they're using GIS data?
For what?
I think what they could use it for mostly is to see that like 3-hour gap that they don't know where Ethan and Zana was.
Yeah, but when you say GIS data is really just kind of like topologic, you know, like it what is it? Geography data. That's not really, when you're saying that, like, I don't think GIS data would. You're talking about like a data dump, right? What? Like, say that again. What are you looking for?
GIS, geographic.
I know what you're saying there, right? But what is it that you think that they could do with that?
If they've got their cell phones, couldn't they track where they was those 3 hours? Do that?
Yeah, except I don't think GIS is associated with cell phone data. See, I think you mean GPS, right? Not GIS. GPS, global positioning, right?
I think it's GIS that they can track cell phones, can't they?
No, well, it's just cell tower data, right? But GIS is something different, more just about like geological information, so you can plot out like, here's the height of over here and over here. I think what you're talking about is just cell phone data, where you can determine where the cell phone, which towers it pinged from, and you can start to triangulate if there's enough towers, but you can get a general direction someone's moving just off of a tower without being able to triangulate, as long as it's moving, and then another tower picks up on it, and then another tower picks up on it. Then you can see that, okay, they traveled in this direction. One thing they could do is like a data dump, where they take all of the data off of a cell tower. For example, if there's a tower right next to that house, you could dump everything off of that tower and see what cell phones were moving and pinging during, let's say, between 2:30 and 5 in the morning.
Right.
And then you could see, okay, now let's go check out all of those. And if the killer was dumb enough to have their cell phone turned on, and take it with them, you know.
Yeah, that would be stupid. So when you showed that video today, I was watching that, and something else came in my mind. I've got like 4 theories here, but when the guy said he dropped him off in front of the house, I thought they went in the front door probably. You think maybe where they had their hands full of food and stuff, you know how you'll butt bump or shoulder bump your door to shut it, and maybe it came back open, is why it was open the next morning?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you can't really say, but I mean, you'd have to have a finger loose to type in the code to get in, right? So wouldn't that be easy just to then shut the door with your hand?
Yeah, but I think they left their doors unlocked a lot.
Well, that's yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's a party house, so a lot of people knew the codes anyways, and it's just kind of...
Right. So I seen a little snippet today where Nancy Grace had said something about he couldn't be a felonist or something because it didn't hit, what is that word? CODIS? And I thought, was she saying they got DNA, or is she just explaining how it works? And I kept listening to it over and over and over. And I couldn't tell if she was saying they actually have DNA and they put it through CODIS and it didn't have a hit and they're going to have to go to Ancestry, or if she was just explaining that's what, that's how it works. So I looked up Idaho. Do you know they don't take DNA unless it's a sex offender?
No, they take DNA from all felons usually.
Well, if you look up Idaho, they sure don't.
Well, maybe not Idaho, yeah.
Idaho don't take DNA unless it's a sexual offender. And I was floored by that because I thought, that's going to make this that much harder. Nobody's going to hit CODIS.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out what
And
somebody's trying to throw some. Yeah, I mean, if he's not in CODIS, it's not in CODIS. That's why I say you go straight to genetic genealogy.
yeah, really, I think that's what they're doing. I think they've got it in there now, and they're tracking that because if Idaho don't take any felonies DNA unless they're a sexual offender, that's messed up. And they're one of the few states. There's only like 3, and they're one of them. Crazy, ain't it? So.
Yeah, well, either way, I mean, like I keep saying, just take, if you have DNA, don't waste your time. Take it right to sequencing, get it uploaded, and get genetic genealogists on it, and you got your guy. I don't know what it's almost like it's, well, we want to do it the normal way before. Come on, everybody, let's try to do it the normal way. We can do. You don't need to do it the normal way. Just get the freaking DNA under the fingernails or anywhere, and get going on it. You know, you'll be able to find the person. You know, immediately have a name.
Right. That's something else Nancy Grace said. She said the blood.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, why would she say that? Why didn't she just say the DNA? She said they have to send the blood to somewhere, and I thought, that's odd she said that.
Why is it odd? She doesn't know anything more than anybody else about the case.
You don't think so?
No, she doesn't. For 100%, she doesn't know any more about the case than anybody else. Yeah.
So, do you think if the killer went through the woods and if he had a lot of blood on him and it dripped, would a dog have? Couldn't a dog have tracked that? Would a dog have hit on
Well, I
him?
mean, there's bloodhounds, right? But I mean, what if it was it was not his blood, though, right? I mean, he would just be dripping the blood from,
Right,
little bits of blood off of. I mean, it looked like they were actually filming the street with a camera outside the house. It really, like they had the camera and a light, and they were filming something right outside on the street where the person that drove them home would have been about. Right there on the street. So maybe that's a drop of blood that they saw. And that'd be weird, because then that would mean the killer maybe went out the front door when they left. Maybe they entered through the sliding glass door, and maybe they exited it out the front, and that's why the door was open at 8:30 in the morning. But we don't even know if that's anything's true about any of that stuff. That's the problem. Yeah.
All speculation at this point, but you got to guess.
Yep.
What else? I wrote notes, but you know what? I can't read my writing.
Well, at least you had
on the
notes.
911 call, that's true, because I figured back they may have said, well, so-and-so was in here earlier and they were arguing. That's why they won't release it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe. I think it's more like 911. There's everything that these people, the 2 surviving roommates, noticed and heard might have been relayed in the 911 call by other people because they were told that. And that's why they can't release it, because it's got too much information.
Well, I was looking when people been driving around there and stuff, and there's a lot of ground level windows. There's a lot of pretty girls in that town. It makes me think it really was targeted.
Mm-hmm.
Because they could about picked up girls anywhere if that's all it was.
Yeah. Yep. That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like.
Okay, they called Ethan's brother to come. There's no power on the earth that could have kept him from going up there and checking on his brother, right?
Yeah, he probably went up and... Yeah, he might be even one of the callers.
Yeah.
Except he would have
So
said they
that's
called...
something else
he probably said, like, hey, I was called and said that somebody passed out. And that's how they referred to it there. But anyways...
Well, on the ancestry, I'm 100% on that. I don't know if I can change mine, because when I had mine done, I did check law enforcement not to use it.
Well,
Now,
why?
I'd like
You
to
should...
change it.
Well, yeah, go over there.
I know.
You guys are ridiculous. Who cares if law enforcement uses it? Like, why does...
Shoot, you don't know my family.
Well, then that'd be good, wouldn't it? I mean, do you really want criminals running around?
No. I
Yeah.
know. It's just where you're old, set in your ways, and you're like, huh. But I had my DNA done to find my mother. She was adopted.
Mm-hmm.
And when it came back, not only did I find her, I found out my dad wasn't my dad.
Yeah.
So I'm in that DNA a lot. Well, I appreciate you taking my call. I hope I didn't.
Well, thanks for calling in.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Talk
good.
to you again.
All right, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I had to get some water really quick. But hey, if you guys, want to support the channel, it's okay. I know it's Christmas, so, don't worry about it. But, I'm just trying to keep up a mild pace for the rest of the year here so we can, like I said, I heard from Colleen, and we've got it's going to be $8,000 to do that hair, to identify that hair on that victim. Way more expensive. Thank you, chicken noodle soup. Oh, and Meili Zila Emily. I don't know if that said it right. Ba-na-na-na. Yes, everybody, when you hit that like button, it doesn't cost you a nickel. And it just helps out the channel, okay? So here we go. Hit that like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. It's the easiest damn thing you've ever seen in your life. You literally just press it. You just press the like button. There's only 500 likes with 1,000 people watching. It takes no effort at all. Could you just please help out for Christmas? Help out for Christmas by hitting the like button. It's the easiest damn thing there ever was. Man, it's amazing how selfish some people are. They can't even take their thumb and press it. One of the easiest things in the world. All right, let's get to the next caller. 610.
Hey, Gray, how you doing?
Not too bad. What's going on? Who's this?
This is Rich in Philly.
Rich in Philly. All right.
Yeah, I'll still give you that cheesesteak if you ever come out to the East Coast.
Still give it to me? What'd I do that would make it so that I wouldn't have got one? Yeah.
Hey, so real quick, and Merry Christmas to you and your wife and your dog.
Oh, you know? Thanks. Got 2 dogs, Blue and Chloe. Which one have
Blue
you
and
seen?
Chloe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched your video earlier, and you're like, yeah, don't mind me, the dog is eating their food.
Yeah, I did say that on the one today. I was just right in the middle of recording this thing, and it just started chewing away. You could hear it was like, and I was like, and then I just left it in there because it's like, whatever. That way, at least if the sound keeps going, people won't go, hey, what's that sound in the background?
Yeah, that's what they do. I have a 25-pound cat, and you want to talk about chunking on food? I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, so the last press conference. Yeah, she's diabetic. I have to give her needles twice a day. You know, the things we do for our animals. You know.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, but the last press conference that the chief of police or whatever he is had. Did you notice he had that like smirk on his face?
He always has a smirk on his face. He could be talking about. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. He could be talking about anything, and he'd see he have a smirk on his face.
I know, but he was kind of like, yeah, we're connecting the dots, and we're putting the puzzle together, and I'm like, so, and on top of that, he's like, side showing the FBI. You know, he's like, we're taking command of the investigation, and the FBI is just like kind of like the sideshow. I'm like, this guy knows that he has their suspect or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of new to the sleuthing thing, you know, but he seems really confident. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know what
to make of that. Or you think he's just trying to portray...
I'm not sure what to make of that guy, to be honest with you.
Does he look kind of slimy? I don't know.
Well, I hope he's confident. It could be as simple as this, that they even know who the killer has been for a while. They just can't prove it. But the problem with that theory is, why are they looking at this Elantra then? I mean, that almost sounds like they have nothing. Like they're just looking for something, you know?
Yeah, maybe the Elantra is like a Hail Mary. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's...
But the thing that's crazy is like, we are all picking our brains trying to figure out, like, once they, and I'm totally confident that they're going to figure out who this guy is. We're all going to be like amazed in some kind of way.
I think it's going to be one of those where that we go.
But who knows?
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm watching your graphics on the TV right now.
Mm-hmm.
How are you not working for the FBI? Like, this is freaking amazing.
Well, they can go in and just scan the damn room. I can just do this on the side. I'll tell you what would be cool is to work for them after I got the scanned version and then put the camera in there. That'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah, you're great. Your graphic design is freaking amazing.
Now, I have done work. I did after my work in the Jodi Arias case on those videos, there was this person, I guess there was this guy, there was an elevator incident that happened in New York and Brooklyn, and this person who watches my shows told this elevator expert that was hired in that case about me, who was working on the prosecution side, and then they got a hold of me, and I went all the way up to I had built a model, a whole elevator scene, because there was only one frame, there was only 2 frames a second on this. It was actually an assault case on an elevator sort of repair person who took no precautions at all and didn't put cones up, didn't do shit, turned off the safety mechanism that makes it so an elevator cannot move with the doors open. He turned those off. Then this lady stepped onto the elevator and it started going up as it was open, and her leg was still out, and like a guillotine, it just goes up and goes, and then it drug her leg up about 8 floors, and she almost died. It just happened to be a hospital where this happened. So she was in a coma for like a month and then came out of it, and this person was just ludicrous what he did there. But yeah, so we won that one. That was good. And they used the whole animation of mine in the case, and the jury all said
that's awesome.
that it helped. You know, like they go, yeah, that video really showed what happened.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean that's awesome that happened to her, but
well, I know.
you know,
I think
it's awesome that you.
I think everybody knew that. Yeah. So
all right. Well, I won't keep you, but I just appreciate you, and you know, like, I'm kind of new to the true crime stuff, and like I discovered you, I don't know, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and you're freaking phenomenal. So I just wanted to say that, and
well, thank you.
I wanted to wish you and your family and obviously your dog.
Well, yeah, I wish you a Merry Christmas too, and you know, all the freaks. You know, I mean, well, I'll still be on tomorrow and everything, but you know, gotta watch.
Thank you for letting me be a freak.
Yeah, awesome, very cool. Well, thanks for calling in, man. Have a good one.
All right, you guys have a good night.
You too.
All right, bye.
All right, that was cool. Try to get the some tiling on this floor here. Not sure why it's not showing up the same. Let me just try another. Maybe do a whole different one. Standard. Boom. There's the bitmap one. There, and maybe I'll try a different wood in the kitchen area. Why not? But it's weird, it doesn't even show, like this one you can, that's really weird. So you can't even see the tiles on it. Maybe I need to, is it this one? Show shaded material. Maybe it's because it's spread out so much. Let me just see what happens if I... No, it doesn't do anything. Not sure what's going on with that one. Why that doesn't work, but the others do. Like this one was perfect. I have no idea. But look at that. You can see the floor there and everything. And for some reason, can't see a damn thing on this one. I have to figure that out. Maybe I need to change. Hold on. Let me try something. Polygons. clear all. Is there a mapping thing in here? I don't have any calls on hold, so if anybody wants to call in, feel free to do so. Or we can just sit here and play Christmas music while I map and you guys just chat away. How's that sound? But if you could hit that subscribe button, the like button, and share the video, that'd be awesome. I hope you guys have fun on here. I want to get something. I think I need to get the floor in here for sure, on this floor and the next floor, and then I'll render it overnight and see what it looks like. Well, I don't know if they have, Bobby, but that's what I'm saying. They need to go do that. They should have been doing that. They would have already had an answer, probably. I don't know why anybody would think it's scary to call in. Maybe I'll try to... Yeah, what's wrong with that thing? Oh, this shouldn't be too bad. Let me try this. This is an easy floor to mimic again. Take a box, put it out here with just... And then what was the side height of that one? 1 foot 1.5 inches. There we go. Now if I convert that to an editable polygon, isn't this fun? It is for me. It's right there. Malay Kalikamaka, everyone. Well, thanks, the goon. I don't know what that means, but hey, must be Merry Christmas or something like that, or Happy New Year, or the goon. So the green one, right above the green one. Okay. Dang it. It's just not working easily. No, right there we go. I can see it. Alright. I'll try. I need one in the middle. Have to split it or slice. There you go. And then I have to grab the slice plane. No, the other way. The other way. Right there, and collapse it all. Now there's I put added geometry to it with a. Now I can take this whole part, all these vertices here, drag them over to go right to the outer edge here. So like right there. Then I can take this line and move it up right to that corner. I'm trying to make this fit right below it again. So right there. Then this one can actually go like this. And now we've got the floor pretty much under it. But let me take that and actually what I'll do from the side is make sure I put it exactly where the other one was. There. Okay, I think that should work. Now we got a new floor. I don't know what was wrong with that other one. And let me add the. See how long it takes to do everything? I mean, this is just like brutal. It's brutal, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and thank you to, let's see, Victor Watson, donation for great video and shows. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. This probably isn't the greatest right now, but I think there was a caller. Let me get this caller. All right, 309, you're on.
Hey, Greg, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. It's this account.
Yep. What's going on?
Hey, so I was just calling about that. It's about Delphi. I know I'm gonna make it quick. I know we have the information, and I forget the name of the paperwork, but the one that talks about the bullet shell left at the scene.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I wasn't going ahead. I said, uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they've had that bullet shell there for 5 years. And I'll bet during those 5 years, they've been looking for every scientific test that they could possibly do in order to link it back to the owner of a gun, if ever given that opportunity. So
yeah, they've had it since the very beginning. I asked Robert Ives said that they've had the bullet since the beginning. It wasn't something that nefariously was invented later. Somebody put it in there.
Yeah, like it was right there, right in between them. So I don't think this, how it was referred to as like a magic bullet or whatever. I think that they've been working on that shell to link it back if they were ever given that opportunity, and they've had it kind of 5 years to be able to do that. So though some of that might be new to us, I think they got good science on that. And then something else that I found a little bit interesting, and I apologize for my voice, I got a cold. So depending on who I know you've had the murder sheet on before, and it was claimed at one point that Keegan says that he was sitting in a vehicle. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we listen to all of the witness statements and that, is it a probable cause affidavit? Not one person describes a red Jeep, and a red Jeep would stand out.
Well, maybe he didn't have maybe he didn't have a red Jeep. We just assumed he had a red Jeep, right?
I think
that's what they did say that, didn't they, in the Murder Sheet podcast, or was it just people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was interesting because I was like,
maybe that's not where he waited. Maybe Keegan met him over near the Marathon gas station.
Well, because what's funny, the day of, supposedly in that interrogation, Keegan's phone is pinging, what is it, near his grandparents' house, Pawpaw and Country Lane or something like that. So, but he vehemently denies it. He says, "Oh no, I was never over there." But then,
then he must not have done it because he denied it vehemently.
Well, he says he's at his grandparents' house in that interrogation, but they also tell him.
Yeah, but the phone was pinging at the phone was pinging at a different house down the road.
Right. So I'm not sure Keegan. I don't know why he didn't want to give himself the alibi to put him far away from the bridge that day, but he felt like it was worth cussing at the interrogators, the detectives during that portion to break his own alibi. So I don't know what to believe about all that stuff, but what I do know is I think that this bullet shell, or I don't know, maybe you know the right word. I know shell's not the right word, probably. I bet they've been running tests on that. That's the solid physical evidence that they had at the crime scene, and so they've probably been working on that for quite some time. So yeah, that's all I got for you. For Delphi, I can't wait till they catch this Idaho killer, and he will be caught. He probably thinks he's ahead of the game right now, but and he is. But you got 4 individuals, 4 backgrounds, 4 everything to go through, and they're gonna catch him. So. He might as well consider himself as good as caught today.
Yeah, well, I hope that's the case.
Yeah, so you let me know if you hear of any red Jeep out there that day, but I haven't heard of one. So,
Not yet.
And can we take a request? Dreaming Girl and Patsy Cline call us in some Christmas songs at of their liking for the holidays.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that?
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm just kidding.
That'd be fun.
I would be cool. I like.
You teasing me, Gray? Of course.
Yeah.
I know. Alrighty, well, I'll let you go, and you take care, okay?
Yeah, you too. Have a good one. Thanks for calling.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I don't know where that... Yeah, it's weird how there's like the mapping coordinate shit isn't really working on the this level here. Not sure why. UV unwrap. Oh. Oh, there you go. That worked. Wow. I actually remembered something from a million years ago when I was at the school. If that worked, then that must be this one. And can I tile it? And yes, I can. Alright, so 2, about 4. There we go. That looks almost 5. It might be about right. That's probably what it looks like. Then 3. Here we go. We got the hardwood floor on there. So I wasted time doing that a minute ago, but now I know how to do it again. So let's see what it would look like. You're down there, you got the... Ooh, that didn't look good. That's not the one. Camera 2. Hardwood floors. There's that room. And the hardwood floors up on the 3rd floor. And down. Boom. And then out. All right. I don't want to put a sofa at back. V-dub. Sorry. It's irrelevant to the case. Most of this stuff is irrelevant though. I just want it to look somewhat normal, and then when we start putting things together, I'm definitely going to be putting more videos out soon. Hey, look at that, we're at 97,700. So everybody keep hitting the button. What did we start the show at, like 650? So it kind of slowed down a little bit. Oh, we got a call here. 801.
Hey, Gray. How are you?
Pretty good. Who's this?
This is Shanna 360. I just have something super quick.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Yeah. So, great job on the 3D model. Lots of detail there. I mean, you're awesome.
Well, thank you.
Really quickly, I don't know if you've had a chance to view the latest body cam footage that was released.
Yeah.
Or if anyone's
I think a
called
lot of
about
people
that.
make like a big deal about all the, you know, like it's like
It's
as
not
soon
a
as
big
you get
deal. I just had like
a body camera. Well, what they do is these people go out and try to find the body camera footage just to have content.
just
even
to
if
have it, right?
Yeah, I mean, even though it is the house right down the street that had the camera on it, that's why they got. Well, they got the camera just before that incident, but it wasn't in place yet.
Exactly.
She had ordered it.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm sure they'll sensationalize it as much as possible. But the only thing that I found significant in that whole thing, and I don't know if anybody's called or mentioned it because I just got in super late tonight, but the screen and that cinder block was already there, like several months prior to this happening.
Mm-hmm.
So like people that are saying, oh, you know, he could have taken, that's how he could have gained entrance.
Right. Well, how can you see the cinder block in that video? Is it like in the background?
You can see it. Yeah, it's down there. Like if you.
Well, you're talking about the cinder block
look.
at the, because that house isn't right next to the. I mean, it's, you know, you can just see it like the angle. You can see it way over by the actual murder house, the 1122.
Well, there's part of that footage. I don't know if you've seen it, where the cops actually walk over there and go and talk to Kaylee, like in the backyard. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
Oh, I didn't see
It's
that.
the most recent one.
Oh.
Yeah, if you look at that, I mean, I just literally saw it this evening.
That must be kind of
ever.
weird. Like they're talking to Kaylee. Is that weird looking?
Yeah, it's really freaky. But there's a screen. You can see the screens there, and if you look really closely, you can see that cinder block. I mean, the grill. It looked like they had moved it over to the yard. They were grilling that day.
Yeah.
But everything else is where it was. So I was just going to call in and make that point that there's really nothing to be, you know, theorized about.
Yeah, I've never thought
in
that.
my opinion.
Like people would bring it up all the time. And I go, yeah, no. They just went through the door.
Yeah.
Why would they do the cinder block?
Exactly.
Climb up into a room. And
Exactly.
It just sort of
Unless
makes
you're,
it
like,
more
2 feet tall.
sensationalistic or something. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's
Anyway,
pretty
I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go check that. Is that the one on the plunger one? I mean.
Yeah, I think she shared that. Yeah.
Well, she must have had a second one then, or was that on the first one? The one. Big
I think
one?
it was on a community post. I don't even know what channel it was on. I saw it. But I just, you know, and I don't mention other channels in here because you're the only channel that exists, Gray.
Yeah,
you're the only one.
I know that there's other channels out there. It's just, I don't know. They just do it so differently. It's always sensationalistic, no matter how they do it.
It is. That's
Yeah.
why I just wanted to like mention that because that was like the only thing of value other than, you know, the footage of, you know, Kaylee that they're going to sensationalize. But yeah, because there's like some other guy there with her and they're like already, oh, who's the guy?
Oh, of
you know?
course. Yeah. There you go.
Exactly. So I was just going to talk about the screen and the block being there. That's it.
Well, thank you. That cleared
All
something
right.
up.
Thanks, Gray.
All right. Have a good one.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye.
510, you're on.
Hey, thanks so much for taking my call. I'm a first-time caller and relatively new to your show. And you've got Gray the first name, I've got Gray last name, so it's kind of funny. I have a specific question that may have been answered at some
Well,
point.
if you were a male
somewhere.
and I was a female and we got married, I'd be Gray. Wow.
Gray. Yeah, you get the AY and the EY, like both spellings, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But I love your show, and actually, I'm one of the people that really appreciate the kind of hardcore, like the zero tolerance for BS. So maybe you get slammed for that sometimes, but I appreciate it.
I think that's why the trolls hate me so much, is because I don't allow it.
But I
and they hate
the
it.
trolls, so I'm like, yes, yay, they're booted. But I have a question that I haven't seen anyone answer yet, and that is thinking back to, I had to catch up. I mean, I started sort of reading about Delphi maybe a month ago, and sort of immersed myself in it. So I have a Delphi question. When they did the press conference early on, and they had everybody sign in, and they gave that lecture, like it might be someone in this room. Does anybody know if Richard Allen was on that list and signed in as
No,
a
we don't know that,
concerned
but it
citizen.
could have been a person in that list. He just
well,
thought
I
it
know
was.
that there were like photo. You know what I mean? There were some shots of the room and stuff, and I know some people have really, get really into the sleuthing. So I just wondered if anybody had peeped the folks who were sitting who were present in the room, or had any information about whether he might have been there at any of the press conferences, since he so cheerfully volunteered his help to
The conservation officer.
Yeah, but he placed himself at the scene the day of during that short window and offered to be so helpful to Libby's family with the CVS photos.
So you just started following the case more recently?
Yeah, I want to say about a month ago, but I'm kind of a researcher by nature.
You should go back to all my old. I made videos on it for years. The flow of the crime and everything. I mean, so I made a video early on where they actually got a hold of me because they liked it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I have been watching. I've been delving into the vaults of number of different sources. Yours is kind of my.
Well, I'm just saying there's crazy ones out there. So it's a waste of your time. I wouldn't even go. To be honest with you, if you watch some of the other ones, you'll be in rabbit hole city. That's not true at all. It's fake. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a scientist by training, so I have a pretty sensitive bullshit detector. So I don't follow I haven't followed like non-official sources or crazy conspiracy. I'm not a alternative facts makeup, that's not my jam.
All right.
But I just wondered if anybody, had seen or whether anyone had gone through any footage from that press conference.
Well, there isn't really great footage in there. I think if it was out there, it would have been found because people probably looked at that.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but I just wondered if that might be.
Well, what press conference? The one you said that I thought was in the 2019 when they did the reset, when it was just Carter, and he said, "You may even be in this room," and he was kind of angry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
did you ever go back and watch the one from?
Did
you ever watch the one from 2017, the first one?
No, I'm not sure if I did. But that's the one where I would expect he would have maybe been there, unless.
Well, he might have been at the first one too, because it was huge.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Is I think it would be interesting because I do think that whether or not he told his family or his associates that he was at the bridge that day. See, I kind of think, I just have a feeling like he kind of didn't, because otherwise maybe somebody might have turned him in as bridge guy, since it would have been all over the, you know what I mean? I don't know. So if he said he was there and they saw the video, they might be like, oh yeah, that was him. Weird,
no, they just sort of blew it. I mean, he said he was there. He told the conservation officer. Obviously, that person didn't have enough information to realize that he's talking to somebody that likely is the killer, but is trying to kind of cover themselves a little bit because they know that they were seen out there, and he just
and to get in front of being discovered, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean but his defense makes it sound like he was trying to be so helpful. Well, he wasn't being helpful
Right.
at all. He was just trying to cover for himself. Like, oh yeah, I mean, I was there. I have nothing to hide. Here's the information. But that's just so
Yeah.
classic for people that actually
Right.
commit the crime. So he's not tricking anybody.
Right. What I also have a question. What is a conservation officer?
They're just like about the environment and stuff like,
Oh, okay. So they had like all hands on deck and just had like.
Well, they
everyone,
actually
like,
are
assigned
part of
to do-
searching because they know like the land and
Okay.
layout. So they're part of the search. The conservation officers are part of the search teams.
I see. Oh, okay. So they're out there on the parks and rec type.
I think they have I think they have
environmental-
power to get more like immediately access property that maybe police don't. So they have extra
Okay.
ability.
And yeah, I just think that maybe turning up at those press conferences would be consistent with someone who's volunteering their helpfulness, showing up to show how concerned he is. It seems like a trait that he might have expressed. And I just kind of wonder if that might be one of the pieces of evidence that they might not have in probable cause or in the, because it wouldn't really be relevant in that particular situation, but that it might just be a little piece about, kind of how he's insinuated himself.
Yeah.
So I just wondered if anybody had turned that up. I agree with you that I thought somebody might have found it, but I also thought maybe I hadn't found the person who found it yet. So I wonder about that.
Yeah, no,
But,
nobody's
that's
found
my-
it. Nobody's found it. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a
Cool.
good
well,
Christmas.
I love your your program.
All right. Well,
awesome.
cool.
Keep up the great work. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be really amazing if he signed into the press conference and he showed up to search and all that stuff. I don't think so, though. I think he didn't want to be cited again. Oh, that's the guy that I saw. Right? And he probably shaved his beard, too, so he didn't want to be seen for a few days. Like, we don't really know when he probably had a goatee on when he went there and he shaved it off the first day. But it wasn't long, so it didn't seem that weird when he shaved it off. Anyways, I'm going to turn off the meetings now. So thank you, everybody, for calling in. All right. So it's going to look pretty sweet now. Look at that. I mean, I should do these stairs, though, I think. I wonder if it's just so easy to do where I could do them all the same. Although, can't the stairs just look like that? There probably would too, though. And I bet each stair has a little piece on it. Come on, you gotta admit that's pretty sweet. I mean, look at that. Let me turn this, close that again. See, what if it was just open a little bit? This is the one I used in Jonathan Cruise. That's why this is up. His body was laying on there. I could put a person in there. Maybe I need to move that back a little bit so that, I don't know, is it going to show the wood? Yeah, it could be like that. Yeah, so I'm going to run this thing and we'll see what it looks like, and then I'll do one where it goes around inside the whole house, looks around, and people will be able to watch it and use it as a reference to figure out what the hell they're looking at. I haven't been in the downstairs portion in a long time, but I have that one's completely finished too. If you go to floor 2A and remove that here, and so there it is. This is the room that had the golf clubs in it. This is the other room. That one's directly below the living room. And right there is that's the room. Yes, this is the living room, and right there is the room that we're wondering if Dylan lived in. And there's this guy walking around. No, they can't. They might go on a trail, but they're not going to find the person. Come on, Zozo. Jeez. Anyways, let's see. Oh, don't forget this person's wearing the gloves to bag the fingers. Bag the hands. I mean, when you say sniff out that person, what do you mean? No, they can't. No, that doesn't work like that. Yeah. All right. I think I'm able to just make it a little bit shorter. I had a long day. Had to make the video earlier in the day, and you know, just is what it is. But I appreciate you guys all supporting the channel and everything, even on a off night. Wasn't our greatest night in the world, but better than zero, right? Hey, thanks, and also thanks on PayPal to Jade, Christine Babcock, Lillian, and Nancy. Simple Life Days, and let's see. Laura McCown said, wanted to wish Gray and all the freaks an early Merry Christmas, just in case it gets too busy or Gray finally takes a night off for a change. Also wishing you all be surrounded by those you love over the holidays, or at the very least people you can put up with for an extended amount of time, and laugh. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. You too. Then Victor Watson, thank you. It's a donation for great videos and shows. Then Erica Bridfelt said Merry Christmas. Thank you. Such nice people out there. And Charleston Amy, Merry Christmas. Hope you and Z Chris and the pups have a great one. All right. Very cool, very cool. What were the 20? I don't know how to play 20 questions. Well, cool, Moofies. Well, why would he? Why would you take a car and then you're tracked by it? He probably had his own transportation. That's why. Why would you take a car from somebody else that leads right? You're going to have to drop it somewhere, and that probably is closer to where you live. And doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you do that? He obviously went there with his, likely his own vehicle and parked it in the back there, up on that upper lot. Maybe. I mean, we don't really know. He could have walked there too and scurried off to somewhere to get away. We don't know. But thank you to, let's see, Philly Sport 820, Melee, Zealand, Emily, Cairo, Alley Cake, Eugenie, Melee, Zealand, Emily again, Gamer 9757, Tamara, well, it's Tamara actually. Let's see, what is that? Yeah, it's Tamara. Not today, but tomorrow. Jamie. Now I'm wondering if I said it wrong that whole time. No, I think it's Tamara is correct. Jamie, Miss Frellis, Doohickey, Angela Gallagher, John C., Donna D. I think it was Tamara was how she told me, and then I go, oh, Tamara. Not today, but tomorrow. Yeah, Donna D., Jennifer McIntyre, Maylee Zila Emily again, John Miller, not John D. Miller, The Glamorous Life, Rhea Mazzarone, Jay, Sarah Brooks, Lena, Jamie, Cindy Leon, Linda Howe. Like Cindy Leon and Linda Howe sent those in during a phone call, but thank you very much. Reviewed Popcorn, Chrissy, Maylee Zila Emily again, Chicken Noodle Soup, Jen P, K-Dog, Piquant, Knavery, Jabba Dabba Doo, Melanie, The Goon, and Philly Sport 820. Oop, jeez. So there you go, everybody. I'll try to get do something with this video. Nah, I don't agree with that, Mustang Sally or Adam. One of them could have screamed when they saw the other one being stabbed. Okay? Of course, maybe you use it to keep somebody, after they screamed, to keep them quiet. But obviously somebody screamed in there. The roommates heard it, so yeah. Let's see. Well, thank you, Paladin 2004. It sounds like people like my actual videos that I put out. It's wild how great the videos do compared to. Maybe I should have been doing that over all these years on the side too. It's kind of cool now because YouTube has on your channel lives and videos. So they're in different categories where before they would just get jumbled up with the rest of them. So, anyways, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll add these on to tomorrow because it's not really enough to do a spin. So we'll have to do a spin tomorrow with. We'll just add these in. Does that sound good? All right. So thank you guys very much for watching tonight. And sorry for the late show, but I had to go pick up my wife. And I feel so good about it. Man, I felt so shitty that she had to spend the night over there in an old COVID cement floor wing that's being remodeled. It was like, oh, God. Really? I mean, can you really sleep? You probably think little COVID germs are climbing all over your face. I know that's not the right words or anything. Just roll with it, okay? It's not really a germ. Well, thanks, Zozo. And Merry what is it? It's a 20... So right now it's about... Let me see. The 4:27 p.m. on the Christmas Eve, right? In Australia. So that's pretty good. Maybe 5:27. So your Christmas is coming right up. So you have yourself a great Christmas, all you from Australia and Zozo. In a few hours from now, it'll be Christmas. Oh, it's 6:30? Yeah, 6:30. Yep, so there you go. Awesome. Anyways, you guys are all awesome. I know sometimes I can be grumpy and an ass and all that shit, but in general, I'm just a regular person. Somebody said the other day, Gray, I think... Well, there's a YouTuber out there that said that I have Asperger's because I don't filter shit out. And whether I have it or not, I don't know, but I brought it up on this other channel, and the guy goes, man, wow, I was wondering that too, and I was like, what? And I said, well, hey, I'm in a protected class, and if I say the craziest, dumbest shit you've ever, like, you do, I can just chalk it up to that. Like, not dumb stuff, but like inappropriate things, because I don't have the social... Yeah, that's total bullshit. Okay. But I should be able to say whatever I want, and now I can just get away with it. Right? I can say, listen, don't blame me, man. But the guy he said, you don't ever, if you use that, Gray, I'm going to be so mad. God, why would I do that? Yeah, wow, just wow. Well, that was Scientific Skeptic, by the way. 8675309. Yeah. I'm not sure what the emoji would be. Yeah. I'm in a protected class now. You guys can't say anything. I'm going to... maybe I should go get that technically done, man. Like... YouTube will probably add me to their algorithm, get me a little higher up in there. No, but when I brought it up on there, he said, I was wondering that too. I was like, what the hell? Jeez. Yeah, it was that perplexed idiot that said that. The one that said that I didn't know what the hell I was talking about in the Debbie Collier case. Right. She basically laughed me out of her show when I said it was a suicide. That's pretty embarrassing. Oh, wait, no, that was Mick Jagger. Never mind. Hey, thank you, Miss Gray. I was like, wait, Miss Gray? Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe you can get a handicap license plate. Oh, maybe. Sure. All kinds of stuff. There it is. It's Tamara. Yeah, that's right. I remember I would say, is it Tamara or Tamara? And then she said, no, it's Tamara. And then I went, oh, wow. That's how people in the South might say tomorrow. Tamara. Or no, people in Australia, right? Hey, picked on shrimp on the Bobby tomorrow. Nah, they don't say that. Shrimp on the Barbie. Let me ask you something. If you're Australian, don't you get sick as hell of the shrimp on the Barbie shit? I mean, God. Everything's like Crocodile Dundee and shrimp on, it's just... That must just drive you guys absolutely crazy, hearing that all the time. Yeah. Shrimp on the Barbie. Yeah. Right? Yeah, you guys, but I bet it drives you nuts at this point. Damara? Oh, yeah, there you go. I just had one. Gummo. Yeah. Yeah, Sheila. Yeah. Sheila's like chick or something, right? Yeah. I remember when I was in Australia, there was these little markets with rabbits because they had such a huge rabbit infestation. Like you could just kill them, and then they have these little rabbit meat hanging in like a market there. 'Cause, 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 Might can even get grub stubs. Wow, I have no idea what that means, man. Man, I wish I could. Please tell the Ugg boots. Oh, the Ugg boots are. Well, here, let me show you my Ugg boot. Hold on. I think I have it over here somewhere. You. Yeah, I've got the originals here. This. Now I'll go on the big screen. Here you go. Look at these right here. Right, these ones, they're tall. See that? I've had these for 41 years. And these are the original Ugg boots that they just came out. Like they were just invented at the same time. So we got these long ones, and I still have them. The sole's coming off, but I still have them. 41 years old, the original Ugg boots, not some bogus U.S. version where Ugg boots, yay. Those are real ones. I mean, like, absolutely legit. Might have even been 19, yeah, I think it was 81, actually. Yeah. Did you see the Ugg boots? Zozo, come on. They were perfect. Well, they were famous before Pamela Anderson. Mm-hmm. Fair dinkum, mate. Right. I got to get the sole fixed because they're still good after all those years. What's bloody oath mean? Come on, you don't like these? Look at these things. Absolutely legit. There's the bottom of them. I don't even know if they say Ugg on them because they were just called that. Like the original Ugg boots don't say Ugg boots on them. They're just Ugg boots. That's what they called them. And then they go, oh, wait, let's put the name, what they're called on there. I'm not even, because there's nothing on these at all. There's absolutely nothing. They're pretty good. You notice Zozo isn't even responding to the Ugg boots? No, I'm just going to go get the sole fixed, Hamilton. Yeah. Yeah, Zozo doesn't give a shit about... Yeah, she's totally ignoring the Ugg boots for some reason. Who knows why? She's got her own little agenda. Let's see, Gray got those before they were... Yeah, I got them before they were anything. They were just people wearing them around. They weren't even... I was in Melbourne, so like it was cold. I went there in the summer in the U.S. and it was like... It's kind of like Oregon over there. You know? A little bit. In the winter. Kind of drizzly rain. 45, 50 degrees. It's not warm or anything. I don't know, Patsy Cline. Probably not. I hope not. Your thing is just coming on and singing, man. That's about it. Melbourne is awesome. Yeah. I don't know how expensive they were back then. That's right. I don't think the ones that I got have ever been cool. Because like they go almost up to your shin, like above your shin, and they don't really look that great, but they're really comfortable. Yeah, it's like they're great to wear around the home in the wintertime. You just put them on. Yeah, I don't think I'd wear them with shorts. I'm sure I have before though. You know. Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it, you guys. Thanks for the Ugg boot conversation. I noticed none of the Aussies wanted to, contribute to it for some reason. Oh. Let me get this. Put Tamara on there. Okay, well, what are we at for subs? We are now at 97,706. So in the last 24 hours, I've got 1,000, which is pretty crazy. So I think I need to put out some more videos. I think I just kind of offer a more sort of rational conversation about what we're looking at. Just sort of like maybe think of this, maybe think of that. It's not some kind of crazy conspiracy theory. Yeah, I don't know, Patsy Cline. I didn't get your email, so I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if I don't really even know you. You've been on here a couple times talking. Seem like you think through the case pretty good and everything. I don't know what you're talking about when you sent me an email, though. I don't know who you are in real life, so I wouldn't know if you sent me an email or not. Plus, you keep trying to get me to say, you have to agree with everything I say or I won't sing again. Like over and over and over again. What did I prove, Melanie? Everyone needs a pair of them? I don't know. God, everybody keeps talking about that this stupid white car. God, just drives me nuts. Really? You subbed just from shorts? Wow. I did a few shorts at one point. I think I have 3 of them, maybe. I've already gone over it a ton of times, Emily. So I don't really have a strong feeling of like, oh, I'm certain it's this or something. I don't. I think anybody that does is just playing games with their mind. We don't know. I think that, when I say it, it's like, well, I feel like it's this, but I can't say, oh yes, it's 100% the. Why do you keep talking? Yeah, this account and Patsy Cline, just get over it. It gets really old when you complain and whine and cry in the chat, right? It's just goofing around. I don't care, okay? But it just gets so old and tiresome. Every time somebody says something, it's just whining on and on. We already know that this isn't the channel for people that whine and care and get triggered by comments, okay? If it is, then there's plenty of other people that do shows and have YouTube channels. I'm just going to be me, and if it's something that's like always bothering, always bugging, it won't be a happy, fun place for you. Because it's just that basically like Thanksgiving dinner. You know, one night there might be something said, and the next time another thing said. Then the next day it's a different day, and we're moving on to something else, and then we're all back to normal, talking about something else. It's not perfect, I can tell you that. But just always going, God, why'd you say that? Why did you do this? What? Oh, man, I don't know. I mean, why did you say that? And why did you say that? I have no idea, you know. No clue. Yeah, there we go. Look at the little, that's a Zozo move right there. Bye, y'all. Love you all in the chat. Take care. It was fun. It was great being here. Goodbye. See you later, everybody. Yeah. What are you talking about, Shanna? Yeah. See you later. Maybe tomorrow will be a better one. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, if I get an email, it doesn't have somebody's name on it. It doesn't say Patsy Cline on the email. I won't know where it came from, right? So, hey, did you get my email? No. Who was it from? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Remember, I can say what I say because I am a protected class now. Yeah. I literally can say whatever I want now. It's awesome. I'm going to cut some slack. What do you mean, Jennifer? Yeah, it's just, you know, you just can, it's not really that big a deal in here. Yeah, somebody said, hey, did you get my email? Nope, didn't get it. There you go, Tamara. I've got a new shtick. Yeah. So, and you notice how she wrote in, thank you all to all the chatters, but not Gray. He's so mean. Yeah. Comics say the other day that sarcasm no longer translates well because everyone's literally offended. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? It's like a triggered world. Yeah, right. Allegedly. Yep. All right, you guys. Well, I got to get out of here, and I should have gone out of here 20 minutes ago, but I didn't. So I'm on here now, and now there's people that get offended. But it's okay. The shows, we've been doing shows for a long time, and you know, if people get too offended, I really just want people that don't mind the way it is in here, and you know, just making random comments. Like I said, what did I say? Yeah, just do your singing, okay? We don't really, you know, obviously you've called in and had good conversations. I'm goofing around, okay? Yeah, just like you told me to agree with you or you won't sing again. All right? So that was my retort. So if you can't hack it, then it's just not going to work, right? Because that's just the way it is, you know? I'm not going to pretend to... yeah, you always hear people that say stuff like what that idiot just typed in right there. Really? You mean the wife that I drove in the freezing snow and ice to go get so she didn't have to sleep another night in over there? Yeah, I'm so mean all the time. Yeah, poor thing. No, I mean I could see be offended by something, but it's like why be offended though? It's not really anything, you know. It's all of a sudden, so I'm only for the music, not my thoughts. Oh, I didn't really say that. I don't know. Mustang Sally. Yeah. And I hope, Patsy Cline, you have a great Christmas out there. Hope to see you back in here. All right, but you just have to roll with, you know, just don't get too upset about things. You know, like when you talked about the glove, I thought you were kidding when you said those bounding boxes on the hands were the gloves, the bags that they put on the hands for forensic information. You know, like I thought you were kidding when you said that. But instead, because I thought that, you got offended by it, and there's no reason to get offended by it because it didn't make any sense. So that was it. Other people don't need to be talking about. Yeah. You talking about me? My memory isn't that great. Yeah, my memory is, well, it's good for some things and not for others. I don't know, Monica. Cold cases, I gotta try, once I get to 100,000 people, like the sub count, then I'll try, maybe I'll go back and do more of the other ones, but it seems like right now it's just I normally don't really care, but I'm so close, I just gotta do it. If I stop covering this case, it'll turn into where it's just this back to 30 subs in a day, and then it'll take another 4 months to get to that number. And I think I'm providing a useful sort of service in this case, another rational look, knowing that doing a overlay of a car over a car that isn't the other car to make it look like the other car. Like for example, you take the Elantra, you do an overlay of the Elantra over the top of a car that doesn't look like an Elantra, then magically the car below looks just like an Elantra because you've left the 50% of the car above over it. We already knew that the car below wasn't like that, but then instead that's turned into something really important. And then you've got, this magical glove that shows up, and of course it's this huge clue to a case, even though it's a female's glove and has absolutely nothing to do with the case. And then a white car driving 100 yards in the background in a shot with a reporter, it turns into, oh my God, it's the Elantra. Well, it could be any other white car. And then just a casual search of Street View up there. It turns out the first place I stopped, there's 4 white cars sitting there, all sedans, looking very similar. So you got to have somebody out there that is trying to make have a rational view. Let me see if I can find an email. No, I don't have any emails from Patsy Cline, and that means they didn't even put it in the email to distinguish who they were, so I wouldn't know. Unless it's in the spam folder. Let me look. Nope, not even in there. So I guess we'll figure it out one of these days. I don't know what the biggest clue is. I mean, police have better clues than we do, but if the Adam comment is related, then that's a big clue. And they're saying that he's cooperating, which is interesting. Yeah. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for me tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. And for you in Australia, Have a great Christmas. It should be in the next 15 hours or so in the morning when you wake up. All right. Be safe out there.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a specter with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody?
Hey everybody! Hey, don't imitate me, Gray, you're mean.
I was trying. I give it a shot.
Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody! You too, Patsy Cline. God, Gray, what a maroon.
Maroon? I mean, isn't that a word from like 1925 that they might have said in a Popeye?
Yeah, but so what, Gray? Gee.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Be safe out there.
Good night, everybody. Yay!
Wow. Wow. Merry Christmas.
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.